Fast-moving consumer goods have been highlighted as the most affected during protests, leading in 13 major manufacturing subsectors that have been hardest hit. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers Chair, Rajan Shah, says plans to triple the sector's contribution to the GDP by 2030 will be a pipe dream with the current trend. And the government should embrace dialogue before irreparable damage is done. The daily losses incurred by the business community, according to KAM, is 2.86 billion shillings.
When we see that there are areas where they are not able to move their goods around, that actually has a direct impact. And also, more so, many of the FMCG companies which are also transporting goods, the basic essentials, to the supermarkets, to the retail outlets. This has, of course, a major impact. Consumers who cannot go and buy those goods also then has a negative impact on the flow of goods and the demand erosion which happens as a result. So I would say that as far as manufacturers are concerned, it goes across all the sectors. We represent 14 sectors. Out of that, 13 are into manufacturing, and by far all of them have in one form or another been negatively impacted.
So you may find, and I think we will find, a lot of our industries and manufacturers are not insured for this kind of climate and environment that we see ourselves in, which makes the loss even bigger. And these are things that as an industry and as a manufacturing sector, we need to start looking into so as to protect our manufacturers and their employees.
How do we make ourselves attractive? If the headlines is tires burning and people running up and down, any investor who's coming by will start thinking twice. So it is a competitive environment as well. Even though we have some advantages in the race and we have some position that we can't take it for granted, and it can disappear very quickly, which is why we are saying let's take care of what we have, because it's a competitive environment. There are other options. People don't always have to come here. So how do we make sure that we are making ourselves as attractive as possible? And things like the demonstrations, the lack of political consensus is not useful for what we are trying to achieve as a country.